So, guys, what is going on? I hope you guys are well. Look who I've got here, the star of the show, the star man, Salman. A big, big, big fight. Finally, Terence Crawford gets his breakthrough fight. The Shawn Showtime Porter. This is Guys, make sure to smash the like button before we get into it. Make sure to smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. Share this video. As you know, the main man, Sal, is in the house. So, Salman, the floor is yours. Terence Crawford v. Shawn Porter. How happy are you?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good fight for Terence Crawford. Good welterweight, solid welterweight. And hopefully, if you can win this fight, you can start getting some respect on his name. But yeah, I think it's a good fight for both fighters, especially for Crawford. If he does come with this, then maybe some of the other welterweights will get in with him. This is a joint production. So, maybe then if he beats Shawn Porter, then Keith Thurman, might want a piece of the action. And then like that, his welterweight resume it'll naturally get better. It's good that both companies are working together, to be honest, because like that, then it'll open more doors for more fights to happen.
Salman, Terence Crawford has obviously struggled to get these big fights. And Shawn Porter, as you know, is a tough fight. That's a fight that we wanted to see. Is this a stiff test for Terence Crawford?
Yeah, of course. Shawn Porter's an active fighter. He's a tough fighter. He trains hard. This will show us where he's at, in the welterweight division. But I don't think it's going to be an easy fight for either fighter. I think it's going to be a hard fought fight.
Salman, I'm going to put it out there. Terence Crawford will knock him out within 10 rounds, I believe. I believe Terence Crawford will knock out Shawn Porter. What do you think?
I don't know. Personally, I don't know. I think Shawn Porter is very tough, and he's not really shown that vulnerability to get knocked out. I don't think he's ever been knocked out before, ever.
He's been dropped, though, by Adrian Broner.
Yeah, but he was dropped by Errol Spence. He might have been dropped numerous of times, but he's a very, very, very he's got a very good chin. Even if he does get dropped, we've seen that he recovers very well. He recovers really well from taking a shot as well. Even if he is hurt and his legs buckle a bit, he's right back out on your face. I personally don't think Terence Crawford has the firepower to knock out Shawn Porter, to be honest. I think that Shawn Porter has been hit a lot heavier from bigger fighters like Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman's a way bigger puncher than Terence Crawford. Keith Thurman's one punch is probably equivalent to like 3-4 of Terence Crawford's punches. And that's when Keith Thurman was in his prime. That was one of the best. That was the fight of the year, in my opinion. Shawn Porter versus Keith Thurman. And Shawn Porter took some big blows in that fight. Big blows, and didn't go down. So I don't personally think that Terence Crawford will get the knockout. I don't see it.
So, man, Terence Bud Crawford, in my opinion, will knock him out. In my opinion, that Shawn Porter's had a lot of tough fights. He's had a lot of hard fights. Terence Crawford is a special. Terence Crawford is a guy that can go southpaw, fight orthodox. He punches hard. He's fast. He's got great feet. He's got great punch selection. He's got great hooks, great uppercuts. This is and let's not forget, Shawn Porter's been in a lot of tough fights. He's had his day, and Shawn Porter, for me, may not be the fighter he was. And I believe that Terence Crawford will show why he's the best welterweight in the world, and he will stop him.
Yeah, obviously everyone has their opinion, but let's see if he does stop him. He'll obviously be sending out a statement because none of the other top guys at the weight.
Is that his motivation, Salman? Is that his motivation? So we all know that Shawn Porter's been in tough fights, and their fights have been very close. The fights have been very, very close. Split decision, majority decision. He's lost very close. Do you think Terence Crawford's motivation is going to be to separate himself from the pack and show everybody how special Terence Crawford is?
I think Terence Crawford just wants to. He's just gonna go in there and get the win. Really, he's not gonna look at it if it's a close. But he just wants to get the win. But yeah, if he can put on the main thing is for him first is to get the win. Whatever comes after it, great performance. That's just all a bonus. But I think he wants the win. That's the main thing. He wants the W first. And then if it comes in spectacular fashion, then he'll take it. But I think he's going to be focusing more on getting the W.
So, do you think he'll get the W?
Yeah, I think he'll win. I just think he's a lot more skillful. I think he'll be in and out a lot more with his shots, and he'll be able to. I think he'll just be able to nick it on points because I just think he's better skill wise.
So you favor him on points?
Yeah, I'd favor him on points.
If he dominates Terence Crawford, if he dominates Shawn Porter, would you say he's the best welterweight in the world?
Not really, no, because there's still other styles in the welterweight division, out there. Thurman, Ugas, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. There's other up and coming fighters as well. There's a lot of competition to be fought at welterweight before we can say convincingly who the number one is. But
Salman,
look, the thing is, we can't get carried away here. We need to see how he performs first against Shawn Porter. Because for all we know, this could be a hard fight.
Salman,
a hard fight.
I don't know if you've seen some of my live streams. You had guys like Ray, Christian. There was others on there that are saying that Jaron Ennis beats Terence Crawford right now. That Jaron Ennis. Salman, first, what do you know about Jaron Ennis?
Not a lot, to be honest. Not a lot. You've got to realize a lot of these fighters, they look good, but they look good because they're fighting. They're at the lower level at the minute. There's a lot of fighters like that look good. Adrian Broner, when he was coming up, looked great. But once he steps in there with a world-class fighter that's on the world-class level, then we'll see. It's like Adrian Broner. He came up against Maidana and he got tamed. He found out that he wasn't on the world-class level. And with this guy, let's see. They're fighting lower level competition right now. They're looking spectacular against lower level opposition. So we need to see them against a bit of a stiffer test. But in terms of that guy beating Terence Crawford, it's just silly, isn't it? It's just silly. Like, how is a novice, he's just started his career. He's fighting chicken feet. He isn't going to beat Terence Crawford. It's the guy's a world champion. Terence Crawford's a world champion, WBO world champion. He didn't just get that; he earned it. Whereas Boots, he's not better than Terence Crawford. No day of the week. It's just silly, really. I've not seen much of Boots. I don't even think Boots is better than Danny Garcia. I don't think Boots is better than Keith Thurman. Boots is better than Ugas. I don't think Boots is better than any of those guys. I don't even think Boots is better than Shawn Porter.
But he looks special, though.
Yeah, but Adrian Broner also looks special. But that doesn't mean that's gonna transpire into. Listen, I'm not saying he's not, but I'm not saying he is either, because I've seen a lot of guys with potential not get to that world-class elite level. So we can only take it for what it is at the minute. It's just a guy that's talented, that's fighting lower level competition. We can only give him his props once he starts beating credible names at the weight. Put him in there with a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia he's fading now. Put him in there with him. See what you can do against him. That's what I would do.
So, Terence Crawford, Shawn Porter, final prediction.
I think Crawford will nick it on points. I think Crawford is more elusive. I think Crawford will be able to move in and out. And Crawford's very aggressive as well. But with Crawford, I don't think he's going to be there to hit. that's the difference with Spence. He kind of stood there toe to toe. I don't think Crawford will do that. I don't think Crawford will stand toe to toe. I think Crawford will pick his moments.